Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 12:11 a.m. on this cold Friday evening going into Saturday. It is currently 30 degrees outside. The night is still and calm. And we're going to be driving through the midnight hour. Tonight's beverage is Cake Boss coffee. Hazelnut biscotti with one sweet and low. How are you guys doing? I just woke up like a half an hour ago from a long winter's nap. Like it says in 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. I have had such a great day today. When my husband is home, like, you know, a couple days in a row, and we just spend the whole day together, like, I really, really remember how much I miss him, like, being there all the time. Like, when we're on vacation, or, you know, when he's off for, like, a week at home or whatever. It's just so nice to have him at home. I mean, even if we're not spending every second together, you know? So, what made today so amazing, you might ask? Well, first of all, I get some lip balm on my lips. So last night after I got done vlogging, I listened to just a little bit of my audiobook, and then I went home to change and get stuff ready for going Black Friday shopping at Edinburgh Outlet Mall. And at about 5 o'clock, I sat down on the edge of the bed, and I very gently said to Alex, I said, hey, I said, I'm getting ready to go here in about 10 minutes to Edinburgh. Do you want to go? And he kind of like slowly woke up, and then he was like, yeah, I'll go. And the dogs were so cute because they were like, what? Well, I took them out and then I brought them back upstairs, so we were just kind of sitting there. He was like, yeah, I'll go. I said, okay, well, I want to leave in like 10 minutes so that, you know, we get down there before the huge rush of people. And he was like, okay. So we were kind of laying there for a second, and he was just kind of slowly waking up. And I said, babe, don't feel like you have to go if you don't want to go. I said, I can just run down there. I said, if there's something that you want, I can pick it up for you, you know? And he was like, yeah, I'm just going to stay here and go to bed, go back to bed. And I said, okay. And so I laid there for like another second, was just kind of like petting the dogs and stuff. And I think Boo and Tucker are the sweetest, either really late at night or really early in the morning. They're like half asleep. And little Boo Radley, like his haircut, well, both of their haircuts are kind of growing out now. Actually, we had haircuts scheduled for them at this new groomer that Alex found last week. But they're just starting to grow out now, and Alex was like, let's just wait till January. And I was like, that's fine, because Boo Radley is still, like, his hair is still pretty short. They just don't need to get cut that often. So, he, I think it was supposed to be, like, early last week, or the week before, maybe, that, they had their appointment. But anyway, he postponed it till, like, January 8th or something. So anyway, Boo Radley looks like a little wolf. He's so cute. So I was just like sitting there, and he goes, no, I'll go. And I said, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, I need pants. And I go, what? He goes, I need to get some pants. And then he stood up, and he was like getting, you know, like waking up and stretching and whatever. And I said, pants, like pants for work? And he said, no, like jeans. Like I want to get some jeans down there. And I said, oh, okay. There were honestly only like 3 or 4 stores that I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to Ralph Lauren because I really wanted to see if they had that coat, the navy blue coat that I'm obsessed with that I can't figure out what happened to. I really wanted to see if they had that navy blue coat on sale because they have it online, but it's like 200 and something. So I wanted to see if it was like 264 or something like that. So I wanted to see if they had it on sale. And then I also wanted to go to Abercrombie because Abercrombie has like unbelievable sales on Black Friday. The outlet mall does. And they have all kinds of stuff in there. I'm not like big on like the Abercrombie that has like flashed across Abercrombie, but I do like their coats and their flannels and stuff like that. So, and I wanted to go to Lids, the hat store, because I just wanted to look. Sometimes they have good deals on hats. And then I also wanted to, and I wanted to get some, what do you call it? I wanted to get some hats at Lids. Mostly because I used to have this Yankees hat that was like really cute and I wore it forever. I had a Yankees hat and a John Deere hat that I wore like interchangeably. And so the Yankees hat was like this on the back. You know, it had like, I don't know how to pronounce it. It was like mesh and then it had this on the back of it. And so I was like, oh, I really want to get a hat like this. And actually I was standing in line when we went to Abercrombie and this guy in front of me, he had a hat on that was exactly like that. And I was like, okay, that's what I want. But it wasn't a Yankees hat. So I was like, I wanted to go there, and then I wanted to walk into J. Crew and see what they had, although J. Crew never has anything that fits me, but I think their stuff is really super cute. And I mean, maybe Puma, and I wanted to walk into Sperry. Nike, maybe, if Nike, you know, wasn't too busy. And, well, I had forgotten until the very end that Bath & Body Works, they actually had some huge sale online today. But I just bought all those candles, and I just was like, I cannot justify spending another $100 on candles on Bath & Body Works, which is exactly what it would be, right? Like, I mean, it's not like we're going to go through all these Christmas candles in the next month anyway that I already have. So I'm just like, I'm not going to buy any more candles until after the holidays. And you know, and January may come and I might be ready for summer and spring and the Caribbean and all that kind of stuff. You know, I might be wanting to have summer scents. I don't know. So, I mean, sometimes during the winter, I'm like still really into the snow in the winter. I was actually, so we went and ate breakfast afterwards and I was looking up the weather because it was so frigid cold this morning, which I'll talk about in just a second. But I was looking at the weather predictions for Indiana or Indianapolis for, I think it was mostly just all over Indiana for this upcoming winter. And it said that we're not really supposed to have a lot of precipitation until the end of December. But then that January and February we're supposed to have, well, it was just so like, I mean, you could have read it as we're supposed to have more precipitation or we're not supposed to have more precipitation. It just kind of went both ways. But that, I don't know. And it was like saying that it all relates to El Nino and like, I didn't really understand the article a whole lot, but basically it was saying that it's supposed to be a colder than normal winter in Indiana and that we're also supposed to have a little bit more than average precipitation and that we really haven't had a lot. And it even said that the last time we've had above average precipitation and over the winter, the last, in the past was 2012, or the winter of 2012 to 2013, I think. It might have been 13 to 14, but I think it was 12 to 13, 2012 to 2013. Did I say that right? 2012 to 2013, yeah. So anyway, which, like, that was a long time ago. That was almost 10 years ago that we had any kind of serious snow action going on, you know? So I don't know. I don't feel like we ever really know. I was looking on the map and it was like Pennsylvania and New York already got hit this weekend with some snow. Northern Pennsylvania and northern New York, which I think is pretty typical for that area. I wish we got more snow. I mean, I know when I say that, people are like, why would you wish that? Well, because we already live in a place that it's like so cold anyway, that it's like if it's gonna, like, if we're gonna be dealing with this cold, then I would love to have a little bit of snow to go with it, you know? So, it would be pretty at least. So anyway, Alex woke up and he was like brushing his teeth and getting ready, and I got ready. Well, I just changed my clothes, so, because I had like these black jeans on, and I changed and put on a different pair of jeans and all that. And then I made myself a cup of coffee that Barney's, it's called Santa's White Christmas. I really like it. It's kind of a little, not spicy, but it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, spicy is kind of the right word, but not really. It's kind of like a chai, kind of. And then I made Alex a cup of just regular Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I have saved so much money, you guys, by not going to get coffee. It's crazy. And like I said, I mean, I still am going to go get coffee, obviously, but I've been like every day just making a cup of coffee and going about my business. Well, making a couple cups of coffee throughout the day. So typically once a month, I know when I say this, people are going to gasp and be like, seriously, that is astronomical. But if you really think about how many reviews I was doing on Starbucks, I was doing a lot. I mean, and it was like, if I was doing 3 or 4 of them a day, or 3 or 4 of them a week, it was coming to like $10 a week. So I was putting anywhere upwards of $100 to $200 on my Starbucks card a month. Well, a month and a half ago, I put like $100 on my Starbucks card, and I'm at $84, and I haven't spent really any money on my Starbucks card. I haven't been going to Starbucks. If I've been going to get coffee, it's been going to Dunkin' Donuts. I actually need to get the Dunkin' Donuts app, and this car is going to pull out right in front of me. Okay. I actually need to get the Dunkin' Donuts app and put some money on there, because you can, like, I think it's like the same with Starbucks, but I think their system is different. It's like every 5th or something drink, you get like a 6-1 for free or something. I don't know how it works. Does anybody have Dunkin' Donuts app and you know how it works? I'm going to download that. So I got him up, got the coffee and stuff, and we got in the car, and it was so cold, you guys, when we left our house. It was like 27, 28 degrees when we left our house. So we drove down to Edinburgh. We were just listening to music and stuff. I had kind of planned on just listening to my audiobook, so I was kind of surprised that he came. So I just put my iPod on shuffle, and we were just like listening to different music and stuff. I was telling him kind of some stories about different songs, and like Judy Collins, what's the song called? Where Does All the Time Go, or whatever that song is called, came on, and I was talking about how my mom loved Judy Collins, and I love the beginning of that song because she talks about being at the Chateau Marmont, and her producer told her she should listen to this song. What is that song called? It's also the name of her album. I love the song, but it's like so sad. And I was telling Alex about how my mom would sit in our library, and she had that black leather chair with the black and chrome leather chair that she would sit in, and with her headphones on, and she would just drink one glass of wine after another and smoke one cigarette after another and cry. I can remember standing in the French doors looking in and seeing my mom in there, wondering why my mom was so depressed, and here she is, like, listening to the saddest music on the planet, you know. Who knows where the time's gone? That's what it's called. But anyway, we were just kind of like swapping stories and stuff, and then we were talking about all the people that we've known that have passed in the last couple weeks, last month. Because on top of the people that I have known personally, like Alex had a couple people that he knew that passed away too. I think it's just been really unreal, and I think it's so much like harder I do think that. I think it's so much harder during the holiday season, you know, going into it. I really do. And we were just kind of talking about our different belief systems, and like Alex is really not afraid to die. He's really never been afraid to die, so we were talking about that and like where he thinks that comes from, and we were talking about grieving, being selfish on some level, like when people are sick or they're in pain, you know, and like our need or our desire to keep them here. We had a fantastic conversation. It was really nice. Time went by. Time flew as we drove through the interstate, and we were looking at all the Christmas lights, and he was laughing at me because every time we would pass like some Christmas light, I'd be like, oh, those Christmas lights are so pretty. But like when you drive down 65 South, I love that drive anyway. My ex is from Seymour, Indiana, so I used to drive from Indianapolis to Seymour down 65 South. And then 65 South from Seymour South goes to Louisville, and you can take 65 South from Chicago all the way to Louisville. It's like a straight shot. It's probably like 4 or 5 hours. And I can remember one time wanting to go on like a cross-country road trip, like, you know, beautiful, like Route 66, is that what it is? And I actually have a friend that did that trip, and she had a really good time. She and her, well, he was her fiance at the time, but husband now, they did that that trip. I remember they went in she had a Jeep Wrangler, and she was like, it was the worst car ever to take across, because they went in the summer, and they went like through like the Midwest and whatever, and it was so hot, and they got burnt and stuff like that driving. But anyway, because they had their top down, obviously. So I remember looking up one time, we were gonna do some road trip, and I looked up like most beautiful road trips in the United States. And you know that drive, this is where you like take things for granted that you don't even realize are like in your own backyard. Like that I-65 South from Interstate 65 South from Chicago to Louisville was supposedly like the third most beautiful drive in the country. I was like, what? And it really is. Like from Chicago to Indianapolis, you see all of the, they look like aliens. When I vlogged on here one time, I think it was when one time when I went to go to Chicago to meet up with Alex and his boss at the time that were like at a convention thing in there. And then another time was when I did the video with Jessica Kent, and I drove by these things and I showed them to you guys, but they're the solar things. They look like you're like passing like some alien deal, right? Because they're these huge things out in the middle of nowhere. Like the solar energy panel thing. Not panels, but like they spin. And there's just like, I mean, miles, tens of miles of that. And the farmland is beautiful too. Like that's the other thing. And then from Indianapolis to Louisville, it's a lot of woods, a lot of creeks, a lot of rivers, and it is beautiful, beautiful farmland. So as we were driving, you know, I mean, it's dark outside. It's, you know, 5:30 in the morning last night. We saw, you know, like off in the distance, you'd see some little farmhouse, you know, or whatever, and it was all decorated for Christmas. I'd be like, oh, it's so pretty. And Alex would start laughing, but anyway. I was going to say he doesn't have the same appreciation for the Christmas decorations that I do, but that's not necessarily true because he helped me do the patio and the bedroom. So we got down to Edinburgh, and it opened at 6 o'clock, and we got there at like 6:15, and you guys, it was absolutely, I think we got there closer to 6:30. It was absolutely packed. Like we parked right when we came in, and I said, should we like shop, move our car, shop and move our car? And Alex was like, I don't think we'll be able to find a parking space if we do that. There doesn't seem like there's a lot of parking spaces open down there. And I was like, okay, whatever. So we parked, and then we went into the Ralph Lauren store, which was like right there. The parking lot was right in front of it. And it had dropped from like 27 to like 23 degrees, and it was windy, and it was freezing. And I had Birkenstock sandals on. I had a t-shirt, this coat, and a hat. And I mean, this is what I had on. Actually, I didn't even have a hat on. So I put I had my clogs on in the back of the car, so my Birkenstock clogs, so I put those on, and oh my god, my feet were so cold, and they were the worst shoes, because like they're hard, like I haven't worn them in yet enough, to where they're super comfortable on my feet. I wanted to drive through Broderpool and see how busy Broderpool is tonight on Friday night while everybody's home from college and stuff. So I haven't like really worn them in yet, and so they're kind of hard on my toes. Like when I walk, like they kind of feel like I'm getting blisters, even though I'm not getting blisters. So we went into Ralph Lauren, and then I said, I think that's when I said, should we just put our bags in a car and then walk, or do you want to move the car? And he was like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to get another parking space. And I was like, okay. So we put the bags in the car. Oh, so at Ralph Lauren, what did I buy? I bought one thing. Alex he bought like 2 sweatshirts. Okay, Ralph Lauren had incredible deals, you guys. The entire store was 50% off. And there were things that were like already marked down. So like if it was 20 or 40% off, it was 50% off that 20 or 40% off. It was unbelievable, you guys. Alex got like he got a sweater and 2 sweatshirts, I think. But like really cool sweatshirts. Like one had like the Southwest kind of themed going on. And then the other one, I can't remember. I looked at a couple things, but they didn't have the sizes that I wanted in it. But they did have my blue navy coat. I was so excited. They had a whole thing of them, a whole kiosk of like navy ones, black ones, and then like olive green or tan, or I can't remember what the other color was, but they were marked down 50% off, and I ended up getting it for like $1 something. I was super excited about it, you guys. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go home. This is the only thing I came for. This is it. I wanted this coat, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be so protective of that coat. Like, I am not losing that coat next year. I was like, this is the only thing I came for. I found my coat, and I'm ready to go. There was actually a denim jacket in there, and it was like, I have the exact same thing in Levi's, and it was just a denim jacket, and it had the Sherpa stuff in the inside, and then it had a pouch. It had a patch on it that said Ralph, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. And I put it on, and I said to Alex, I said, what do you think? And he goes, I mean, it's cute. And it was fit me. It was my size and stuff, but it was like $300, and I was like, I just cannot justify buying $150 denim Sherpa jacket that I have almost the exact same thing from Levi's, which I think the Levi's version is almost cuter, to be honest. So I was like, I can't do this. So anyway, so I didn't. So anyway, and then we walked down. We put this stuff in the bags, and then we walked down, and where else did we stop in? We didn't stop in a lot of places. Okay, I think the next place we stopped was Calvin Klein. It was so cold, you guys. I could not believe it. And they had this place out there that was selling kettle corn. It was like this like tent outside. You could smell kettle corn through the whole place. It was so fun. But you know, like, even though it was like cold, like, we were having so much fun. We were joking with each other, and I'm talking about like past like Black Fridays and stuff like that. We were just having such a good time. And everybody was just like in such a good mood. It was like everywhere we went, actually, the people that worked in the stores were just like super, super happy. They weren't in like, you know, I thought they would like, people would not be in a good mood. You know, there'd be a lot of lines and whatever. The only places that we saw like horrendous lines were Vera Bradley was right next to Ralph Lauren's store. That was like a huge line. Under Armour had a huge line. Kate Spade had a huge line. And these are the only ones that we saw. And Nike had literally a line wrapped around the corner. I don't know if they were like having some big deal, if they were giving away stuff or whatnot, but they had some huge line wrapped all the way around the corner. Broaderpool is actually not as packed as I thought it would be. So I don't think people are really into going out as much as they used to, you know? So, so those were the stores that were like super, super packed. I don't think there was anywhere that we really waited. At Ralph Lauren, we walked right up to the register. It was that quick. There was nobody in line. Of course, the store just opened like a half an hour before. So then we went to Calvin Klein. There was actually kind of a line at the register at Calvin Klein, but oh, Alex walked into Express for Men too. But he didn't see anything there. He saw some jeans, and then they were like $30 jeans, and he was just like, I don't know, he didn't get real excited about him. He was going to get him, and then he wasn't. I don't know. And then we walked to Calvin Klein, and he saw we just kind of walked right in and walked right out of Calvin Klein. That kind of had a little bit of a line inside the register. But it's like, still, like I said, like not that busy. And then we went to Abercrombie, and oh my God, you guys. I could have spent a couple $100s at Abercrombie. Like, they had so much stuff in there that was cute and was on sale. So, like, the entire store at Abercrombie was 50% off. But, like, most of this stuff was already 40% off. I can't even believe what I got. I spent $100. I think it was like $99.51. I got this Sherpa coat. You guys, wait till you see this coat. I have been looking for a coat like this online. I cannot tell you for like the last month, okay? Justin Anderson, you guys know the hairstylist Justin Anderson who dates that Scoot. You know, I love watching them as a couple. They're so cute. So anyway, and Alex loves Justin and Scoot too. Well, I mean, Scoot doesn't say or do much, but he's that Rhodes brother that came out on YouTube, you know? So he and Justin are engaged. Anyway, and Justin's like best friends with Kristen Cavallari. I follow like him on Instagram. I adore him. He's just a really fun guy. So anyway, he's always like super happy and positive and stuff. So, and I also think he's very cute. So anyway, he had this Sherpa coat on last year, and I swore it was an UGG Sherpa coat. And I am still convinced to this day that he bought a although he's real bulky, that I'm convinced he bought a women's Sherpa coat from UGG, because I can't find anything else like what he had, like this really interesting like collar on it that was almost like kind of like a woman's collar. You know what I'm talking about, like more of like a pointed collar of like something you'd see like in the 50s. And it had like an elastic like arm thing on it. I have not been able to find anything like that at UGG or anywhere else. Now ASOS had some stuff like that. Did I tell you guys I bought 2 pairs of shoes at ASOS? I said that and I felt so bad when I told Alex about it today, and he goes, well, I have 3 pairs of shoes coming. I said, Alex, oh my God, you have more shoes than I do. And I did buy a pair of New Balance shoes that I'm absolutely obsessed with. They're so cute. They're gonna be my walking shoes. Have you guys ever gone to Madewell? Like, I love that store, and I had one friend of mine back in the day, like, she was obsessed with that store. She, like, only shopped at Madewell, and she had, like, a really kind of, like, cool haircut. She had, like, really, really short, dark bangs, and her hair was kind of shorter, and she was very kind of, like, French looking, and she had freckles over her face. Kind of like, think Molly Ringwald with, like, really dark hair. And she was tall, too. She was, like, 5'11", 6 foot, something like that. And she loved Madewell. She always shopped at Madewell. But I did not know that they had Madewell men. And I was looking for these New Balance shoes, and it showed up on Madewell men. And so I went there. They have cute stuff there. Like, I mean, it's expensive, but not all of it. But it's really cute stuff. I was like, oh, I like this store. And they have a store at Keystone the Crossing. I don't know how much men's stuff they have in there, though. But anyway, so we went to Abercrombie. I found this Sherpa coat, you guys. I mean, I was just like standing there looking around, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. And I tried the 2XL on, and it fit me perfectly. I was like, it was like with room. Like, I was like, this is perfect. Back in the day, Abercrombie's sizes were so screwed up because they were like, you know, like a medium was really like a small, and like a large was really like, you know, I mean, like you couldn't fit into anything at theirs unless you were teeny tiny. But that's not how it is today, and I think their sizes are really fair. And so yeah, I got that coat, and then I got 2 pairs of sweat shorts. What else did I get there? I didn't just get those 3 things. I got one other thing. I got that coat. I got a pair of sweat shorts that I saw up front. A pair of sweat shorts that I saw in back. Oh, and a pair of pajama pants. But I feel like I got like something else too. The Sherpa coat was like the biggest steal, and the pajama pants were like $50, and I got them for like 15 or 19 or something. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, so I got great deals at Abercrombie, and we walked out of there. Oh my God, you guys, by that point, like we were walking in a different direction because the mall like goes like this. It's like a big square. We were walking a different direction, and it was like the wind was hitting right on our face, and I was like, okay, where to now? And he was like, Alex was like, I'm done. I was like, you're done? He was like, yeah, I'm done. He bought a bunch of stuff at Abercrombie. He bought like this sweatshirt outfit that was real cute, which saves me a lot of money because I was going to buy him this one from Andy Cohen's store. Andy Cohen has really cute apparel store. I can't remember what it's called. He did it with another company, but they have like sweats and shorts that go together, like in green and like blue and pink. I would love to have a set, but they're like, this sweatshirt alone is $140, and the sweat shorts are like $80. And I'm like, $220 or something like that for a sweatshirt outfit? Like, that's ridiculous. I don't care how fine it is. Like, I mean, and he has pajamas on there that are really cute too, but they're like $140 for like just regular, like, you know, matching top and bottom. They're cute though. I mean, he's worn them on his Instagram page. So I wanted the pajamas. I also wanted the sweat. I was going to buy us both the sweat outfits until I saw the price. I was like, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. So forget it. So I told Alex, I said, I want to go to J. Crew. So we walked into J. Crew, and They had a lot of cute stuff in there. They had a lot of tartan red plaid stuff in there, but nothing that was going to fit me. We talked to these 2 women that worked, and there's one girl. She had this like really tight low. Her hair was parted on the side, and then she had it in this like low tight bun. It was so cute. I said, "Your hair is so cute." She goes, "Oh my God, thank you. I just threw it up." She was like, "I think I wore the same thing." It stopped. They were both dressed so cute. They kind of reminded me of like my mom and a friend of hers that they worked retail at like J. Crew. But they were both like, they looked like they were right out of a J. Crew catalog. They were probably closer to my age. And they're like, "Oh, I think I wore this one was like, I think I wore her." She had red tartan plaid shoes, you guys, like rubber flats. They were so cute. And I said, they looked kind of like real modern. And I said, "Oh my God, I love your shoes." And she goes, "I think I wore the exact same thing last year for Black Friday." I said, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." They were really nice. So then we left there, and we just kind of like looked in the stores, and we went to Lids, and I bought 3 hats. I bought a Yankees hat, a Dodgers hat, and Boston. I don't know what the team, is it Boston, I think? I don't know. That was the hat that I saw on the other guy that it looked good on. So I was like, that's the hat I want. I knew I wanted a Yankees hat and a Dodgers hat. I know them. But I was like, I don't know this team. It's a B. Is that Boston? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I almost got a Pacers hat, and I was like, I feel like I should rep Indianapolis and get a Pacers hat. And I tried on this Pacers hat, and I said, "How does it look?" And Alex is like, "I mean, it looks cute. It's like a Pacers hat." You know, in Indiana, you see them like every other person, right? And I was like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I guess I could care less. Back in the day, we knew this guy here in town. I can't remember what he had a blog. It was so fantastic, you guys. And it was called something like, it was like alliteration, like both of the words were B words. And it was like something, beards and basketball hats or something like that. And this guy, he ended up owning a vintage clothing store here in town. He was really a cute guy. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, his name was Andrew, and I don't know what happened to him here. He was a really cool guy, and he had a long beard, and he always wore a Pacers hat, and he would wear like maybe that's what it was called, bow ties and baseball hats or something like that. I can't remember, but anyway, it was a really cool blog, and he would do all of these photo shoots himself, and he would like take like, he would get like vintage clothes or clothes from like stores here, real unique clothes. And then he would take like friends of his that are like girls, and he would take them out, and he would do like photo shoots all over Indianapolis, right? He was such a nice guy. I mean, we would just like see him, and he'd be like, "Peter, Alex." He was so cool. And every time I ever saw him, he always had on like a sport coat, a bow tie, a scarf, and then like a Pacers hat. He always had like a Pacers baseball hat on. So anyway, he opened this thrift store in Broad Ripple at one point. It was like a vintage clothing store. I don't remember what it was called, but it closed down like within 6 months or something. I don't think he was real interested in like running the store. He just like, I think wanted to, I don't know. We would go in there and he was never there. And so and they would close down like for really random hours, like from 2 to 5 or something like that. Just say closed for lunch or whatever. I don't know. He was such a nice guy though. He was so cool. But this was what was so great was y'all know I love vintage clothing, okay? Like I'm obsessed with vintage clothing, and I can vintage clothing shop like nobody's business. So he had these pieces in there. I've still got a couple of his sayings in my closet. He had these pieces, okay, so first of all, he had like these cards like as the price tag on there, and so on like, it would say on one side of it, it would say like the emblem. I feel like it was like a playing deck card, but on the other side it was like blank or something. I don't know. But anyway, he would have it written in there, like on, like in his, you know, like with his own handwriting in a pen. Like, okay, for example, it was like, there was like this Dior tennis shirt or something that I bought, right? And it said, "You're invited to the White House to play tennis with the president. You show up and realize you don't have anything to wear. aren't you mad you didn't buy this Dior tennis shirt? $45. It was stuff like that. Or something about like going to the inaugural ball and you don't have a dress to wear. There was like this like beaded gown and it was like, don't you wish you'd had this for the inauguration or something? This is so long ago, you guys. This was like 10 years ago that he owned this store. But I could have just, I mean, Alex and I just would stand in there for like ever and just like not hours, but we would stand in there for a long time and we would just like read these cards. They were so fantastic. And I said to him one time, I said, where do you come up with this stuff? And he was like, oh, my friends and I, he goes, we just get like a case of beer and sit out back. And he was like, we just like write up these cards and like put them on the outfits. And I was like, oh, that sounds like so much fun. I really think his store could have taken off and like really done something. I really do, if he had like been a little bit more committed to being there, I think. I don't know what happened to him. I have no idea. Do you ever meet people that are just like they walk in a room and they kind of just own the room? You know what I mean? I've talked about this on here before, where they just have that like charisma, you know, and that like just, they have like such energy about them, right? Like he had that. It was just like you wanted to be around him. He was a really cool guy. He was cute too. I think we wanted to hook him up with some girlfriend of ours one time, and I can't remember what happened, but he was a really, really nice guy. Yeah, I was going to say, like, when was the last time I saw him? And I was thinking it was about this time that there used to be, so there was this restaurant called Broderpool Steakhouse, and then on top of it was this bar. I can't even remember what the bar was called now. It was like something lounge, 411 lounge or 211 lounge or something. We used to go there all the time. It was this small little bar, and our friend would play in there. This friend of ours, she's a DJ. She would play in there, and it was packed. Like every time we went there, you would go up this staircase, this like winding like wooden staircase that was real small, and you'd pass people, and then you get upstairs, and it was literally like 2 rooms, and it was packed, like people to people packed, right? And then you just stand there, and like she would play the greatest music all night long. But anyway, that was the last time that I saw him, and that building is torn down, and that place has been closed for 8 or 9 years, 7, 8 or 9 years. I bet it's been a good 10 or 11 years since I've seen him. That's crazy to think, though. He probably doesn't even live in Indiana anymore. Well, he was a nice guy nonetheless. Okay, so then we went to, let me get back on my story. So then we went to Lids, and I bought 3 hats. And, I felt really bad for people in there. I felt bad for the people that were working there, and I felt bad for the people that were shopping there, because there were like 2 kids in front of me, and they wanted to buy these hats. Well, they had all these signs everywhere that said hats for $10, okay? But then they had like, it was kind of devious how they had it set up. Like, it was like hats for $10, but then if it had special stuff on it, it like added money. And so there was like these 2 kids in front of me. And by kids, I mean they were probably like 16 or 17, and they were wanting to buy these hats, and they were, like, you could tell they were really sweet, and they were spending like their own money, because they were like counting out like ones and stuff like that, right? And they got up to the register, and the guy like scanned it and scanned it and scanned it and scanned it on all these different scan things of sales, right? And he's like 38 something something, and the kid looked at him and he goes, "What? Why?" He goes, I thought it was $10. And he goes, well, those are $10, but the ones that have the embellishments on them, you like aren't $10. And he goes, well, I'm confused. Like, you have it in the, I mean, the kid was really nice, but he's like, I'm confused. You have it. And he's like, well, I know. And you could tell the workers were upset about it too, because like whoever had set this store up had screwed them for failure today. It was going to be the question they got all day long, right? So the first kid was like, and we were all standing there waiting to go through the, you know, get checked out. Like, after this, like, back and forth between he and his friend of, like, whether he should buy this hat or not, his friend was like, just get this hat, don't get that hat. So he ends up getting this hat, and then handing, like, $2 of the dollars to his friend. And then his friend goes to check out his hat, and the guy's like, okay, that'll be, like, $38, $37 or something. He's like, why? And he goes, because it has this embellishment on that I told you about. And, of course, then, like, the whole store is like, oh, you know, like, here we go again, right? And I'm like, dude, please, like, these kids are being sweet, right? Just give them a chance to, like, shop and get their hat on Black. They're excited about it, right? So he didn't end up getting his hat, and they left the store, and then I got my hats. And so Alex and I walked over to Nike. We were going to go into Nike, I think, and like the line was like a mile long. We had seen it when we drove up, but like when we could see it when we were getting off the interstate. So when we drove up, or when we walked up, it was still bad. And Alex was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, we went into Sperry first. Nothing at Sperry that I wanted. I mean, I love a good pair of Sperry boat shoes, but I have 2 pairs already. One that's really worn down and one that's not, and it's not summer, so I don't need those right now. So then we, after that, we went to Nike, and then Alex was like, where else do you want to go, babe? And I was like, I'm done. And I was like, we got to walk home. Okay, it was so cold, you guys, that halfway back, I had to step into, like, the area where the restrooms were, and they have really nice restrooms at the outlet mall, we'll say that. It's like this long hallway that goes down, and they have, like, all of these, like, what do you call them? Coke machines and candy machines and all that kind of stuff, right? What are those machines called? Why can't I think of the word that I'm thinking of? Vending machines. They have all kinds of cool vending machines. But anyway, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, I have to stand here for a second and warm my face. My face was so cold, you guys. And so then Alex was so sweet. He was like, honey, we're almost there. We're almost there, because we can see the parking lot. And I was like, okay. So we got back out, and I was like, let's go. So I went, and we walked to the car, and we got in the car. And then I saw Bath & Body Works. I was like, oh my God, I forgot all about Bath & Body Works. And at that point, I had taken my clogs off and put my Birkenstock sandals back on, because I wanted to be comfy. Oh, look, they have, like, those things that, like, shine up on your house. And I said, God, I wish I, had known earlier about Bath & Body Works, but I didn't want to go in there and spend any more money. And then I started thinking about the stores that were down there as well that I wanted to see, and Alex was like, well, I thought about maybe going to Perfumania, but there was really no cologne that I wanted, and so, I mean, I have most everything I wanted, and there's, like, something that I put on my Christmas list, because I know Alex is going to ask, and some other things, too, so Alex, and they don't have a lot of the ones that I like either. So I was like, and then Banana Republic is down there, but they never really have anything that I want. So cute stuff, but just nothing that I want. And so I was like, let's just go. Oh, we had said something about eating breakfast at that point. So I was like, are you serious about eating breakfast? He's like, yeah. And so we were driving back, and we had decided that we were going to go to this place called First Watch, which is in the same strip mall as Patachou. I mean, it's the same strip mall as Ruth's Cafe. But they have, like, a breakfast burrito that Alex really likes there, and they have, like, lemon verbena pancakes, and they have these really good, what do you call them, crispy potatoes. And so I was like, okay, I really would love to have this. So we go there, and it's a 20 to 30 minute wait. And by that point, I'm starting to fade and get tired, and the sun is out, and my eyes are, like, really hurting. And I'm like, oh God, like, I don't know that I can do this, So Alex is like, do you want to wait the 20 to 30 minutes, babe? And I was like, no. So he was like, where do you want to go? And we were going to go to this place called Rise, because we wanted to do something different, because we go to Patachou all the time. And I was like, let's just go to Patachou. Oh, I said to him, because I haven't been to Rise, and I said, is it like quantity amount of food, because I'm hungry, or is it just like a little bit of food? How did I wake up yesterday thinner than I was on Thanksgiving morning? Like, I guess I didn't really eat a lot. So there was the pie cakein for you. It's the dessert food. I did have a piece of the pie cakein tonight. I've been trying to finish this Kath and Kim Kimberella movie. I've got like 20 minutes left of it. I've been like watching 10 minutes here and 5 minutes there. It's hilarious. But anyway, it's like an Australian TV show. This is like the made-for-TV movie. It's so bad, it's good. One of those. So, anyway, I was like, let's just go to Patachou. He was like, okay. So I like reversed and like went over to Patachou. We went there. It was actually pretty busy. And the girl that was our server the last time was our server this time. She's so sweet. I love her. And, but it was like a completely different crowd of people that worked in there in the mornings. We found out that one of our favorite servers doesn't work there anymore, that he got moved to a management position at some other Patachous, which is kind of sad. We won't see him because we don't go to those Patachous, but he's a really nice guy, and so congratulations on that. But anyway, so Alex had his bowl of turkey chili and his Cuban breakfast, like he always does, and coffee. And I had Well, I had a small orange juice, and then she brought me a large orange juice because I was like, can I get another small orange juice because it was so delicious? And so she just brought me a large orange juice, which was really sweet. And then I got this omelet, you guys, that was unbelievable. Well, it's an omelet you can't refuse, which is bacon, potato, what's the cheese? I can't remember the cheese, but anyway, some kind of cheese, white cheddar, and sour cream. I have them remove the bacon, and then usually I add a bunch of other stuff, but so today I was kind of asking her, and so I added horseradish and herb cream cheese. You guys, and I got crispy potatoes with that, and then an everything bagel toasted with cream cheese. I want to just tell you, okay, if you are an omelet maker at home, you ought to put cream cheese in it sometime. I don't know what it was about this herb cream cheese, but it literally made the omelet. I could not believe it, you guys. It was so delicious. It was so good. So anyway, we sat there for about 45 minutes or an hour. It was fun. We had a good time. And then we went home, and our rods came for our windows because Alex ordered blackout curtains, but they didn't come, like the curtains hadn't come yet, so just the rods. So I took the sheet out and I hung it up over the window, and Alex was making fun of me, and I was like, okay, but look, it makes the room much darker, doesn't it? It's perfection, isn't it? And he was like, yeah, you're right. So anyway, I don't even think he said that, but I was right. It was much better. So we went to bed. We fell asleep it was about 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit after 10. And with the dogs, cozied into bed with the dogs. It was so fun. And yeah, I slept till like 2:30, or I think I set my alarm for 2:30, and I ended up waking up like at 3. And I got up, and I made a drama channel video. What did I do before that? Uploaded my vlog. Just kind of was lazy around the house. It was kind of nice. I wanted to watch a bunch of TV shows, and I didn't do that. I may do that tomorrow. We'll see. I feel like I did something else. I can't remember what else. Alex was literally in sweatpants, a t-shirt, and his robe all day today, and he was so happy. And then he broke out a bunch of snacks and food and stuff, and he watched like episode after episode of Gossip Girl because he was catching up on that tonight. And I was watching that Kath and Kimberella while I was uploading the drama video and the vlog and stuff. The other 2 videos that I posted today, I already had those pre-filmed. So then I lay down, and I trying to get a hold of Tanya or Valerie and stuff, couldn't get a hold of them. So I took a nap from like, it was like 8:30. I laid down. Maybe it was 9, I can't remember. And I set my alarm for like 10:45, and I ended up sleeping till like 11:30. And I'm not mad about it. It was nice. And oh my God, I was laying there, you guys. And, well, first of all, Alex, so Alex, where did I go? I went somewhere to go run an errand, like when we came home. I can't remember where I went. That's the weirdest thing. Anyway, I think I went to the post office. That's where I was like, where did I go? I was like, I left and came right back. I was like gone like in 2 seconds. Went to the post office. So when I came back, Alex had the rod for. When I was leaving, I said, "There's a box out here. Did you order dog food?" Because it looked like the same size as the dog food. And Alex goes, "No, those are the curtains that I ordered." And I go, "Oh, okay, I'll bring them in when I come back." So when I came back, Alex already had the rod up in the bedroom, so he hung the blackout curtains. You guys, it is so dark in our bedroom. Like, it is so dark in our bedroom. And it's going to be delightful, but I have to tell you, I don't know that I'm ever going to wake up. It's going to be the problem. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to like leave a crack open or something. But wasn't that so sweet that he did those for me? So anyway, Boo and Tucker were up in the bedroom, and they're really nice ones too. And they match. They're like gray, like dark gray, and they match like our bed, so they look really nice. Boo and Tucker were up on the bed while he was doing that, and so when he went back downstairs to watch finish Gossip Girl, Boo Radley was like sitting there for a second, and I said, Boo Radley, because I was getting ready to take a nap, and I said, Boo Radley, are you going to take a nap with me? And he just kind of looked at me for a second, and then he jumped off the bed, and I was like, okay. Well, I was laying there, and about 5 minutes later, I hear this, just says, tapping on the floor, you know, that. And I looked down, and there's Boo Radley, and I said, Boo Radley, did you come and take a nap with me? He said, yes, I did. Now, he called me when we were at Cafe Pata's shoot today, and he said, I am calling for me and Tucker, and we would both like cinnamon toast. And I said, okay. And then he got mad at me later because I told him he had the cinnamon toast, and he said, no, you're trying to trick me and tell me that I had cinnamon toast, but I know I didn't have cinnamon toast because you forgot to bring it home to me. And he's like, I'm still not happy about the cinnamon toast. So I went, like, when we were at Cafe Pata's show, I went to the bathroom, and I came back to the table, and I said to Alex, I said, Boo Radley called me while I was gone. He just dies laughing when I, like, say this stuff. He goes, what? I go, I was in the bathroom, and Boo Radley called, and he goes, even though my phone was turned, I actually turned my phone off, like, turned it off at brunch today, and I just put it in the pocket of my bag, or I put it inside my bag. Did I put it in my bag, or did I put it in my coat? It doesn't really matter, does it? Stupid things like that I get hung up on. So anyway, I said, Boo Radley called me when I was in the bathroom. He goes, huh? I go, Boo Radley called me. He wanted us to bring him some cinnamon toast. He goes, oh, he did he? I said, yeah. He goes, okay. So, yeah, we had a good day. It was really, really nice. I told Alex, I said, like right before we went to bed this morning, he was like so fading out. He slept literally with Tucker, like holding Tucker like this in his arms. You guys, it was the sweetest thing. And I said, this is what I've been waiting for all week long, for us to come back from Black Friday shopping and brunch or breakfast and go to sleep on a long winter's nap. That's what I was waiting for all week long. So anyway, yeah, that was our day, and it was a fantastic, a magically amazing day today. It was really fun. Had a good day. I can't believe that White Castle over here is open and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. They usually shut. I wonder if it's because of, you know, being Black Friday. It's not because of the weekends, because they're closed on the weekends too at like 11 o'clock. So anyway, I thought that was like, music. Nobody texted me. And then when I get done vlogging tonight, I'm going to listen to my audiobook. I'm listening to that Liam O'Yeardy book, because I was going to listen to it earlier. And is that what I did? I think I went to go to the post office. That's when I called to talk to Tanya, Jean, and Valerie, and couldn't get a hold of them. I think I actually called just to talk to Tanya. I think I texted Valerie before I left, and she didn't respond, so. Anyway. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to drive over to see if Tanya wanted to get a fountain pop, because she had texted me and I said, what are you doing? Yeah, I left the house earlier because I said, what are you doing? And she said, I'm still working. And I said, oh, okay. And so I was going to drive over there and surprise her, but when I got to her, when I drove by the kennel, she was already gone. And then I called her and she didn't answer, so I just came back. I was like, what? I couldn't figure out what I did. I was like, what did I do? So anyway, that was the day. Tomorrow, I have nothing planned. I'll probably make a few videos. And depending on what time I get up, we're going over to Alex's mom's house at 7 tomorrow for like doing Thanksgiving with her. She's doing a Venezuelan kind of Thanksgiving dinner meal. She got like a turkey, but she like does it completely differently. And I don't know what else she'll have. I need to stop and probably get some hummus and some cheese and stuff, so that if there's not like tons there for me, at least I'll have something that I can eat. She usually makes stuff like she'll have sides of like just white rice. Oh God, I hope she makes yuca. I think it's yuca. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's so good. It's like a potato root. It's so good. I love it. She was so sweet. She texted me today and she was like, thank you so much for taking me with you to Caroline's. I had such a great time. It was such a nice message. And I was like, of course. I had such a great time taking her. So yeah, that was Black Friday shopping day. That was the day of days. All right, you guys, listen, I think I'm going to get off here now and actually listen to some of the audiobook. So I'm going to get off here. And I hope that you guys are having first of all, I must say that if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I do. I love you. So if nobody else has told you this today, remember, I love you. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. I hope that you're relaxing, getting ready for the holiday season ahead, watching some TV, just hanging out by yourself or with loved ones, and just getting a little bit of R&R, relaxing, refreshing, rejuvenating, and renewing yourself for the week ahead. And yeah, and I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!